I grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist home. So both of my parents were Seventh-day Adventists, and the grandparents I grew up with are Seventh-day Adventists. Yeah, I was pretty much immersed in it. I went to school at Crawford from grades 1 to 12. I would go to church and I would participate in some of the events like the AYs, but I think when I was by myself at home, I didn't really have a devotional life. Like even during our family worships, I wasn't really into it mentally. I would just be present physically, but my mind would like wander and think about like assignments or think about other things that were important to me at the time. So yeah, I didn't like, even though I accepted the principles and accepted the values and the beliefs, I don't think I really applied it to myself on a deeper level. So coming on from high school, you know, you're in a place where you're surrounded by people who believe the same things. I got good grades, so I was very confident coming out of high school and into university. But once I got to university, everything started to change. I remember doing my first midterm after high school, and I went into that test so confident. I'm like, okay, I know I did well, and I was, anticipating, positive results. And when I got my grades back, I got my first dose of reality. I was like, my grade was like a 78 or something. I mean, that's pretty good for university standards, well, at least at U of T. But like, it started to chip at me because, it's like, I thought I did so well, and yet all my hard work and my efforts didn't produce the results that I wanted. I had my mind set on going into genetics. So I had that, goal, and I had all the plans that I needed to do or the steps I needed to take in order to get to that place in my life. And, third year and fourth year started to come around, and I was like, oh, how am I going to do this? Like, this is not happening anymore. And it started to you were wondering, what am I going to do with my life? Where am I going? I felt like I was losing the control that I had when I was in high school. So, it started to make me think twice about myself. Like, my self-esteem was starting to go down. Like, I guess my identity was in my grades, and knowing I couldn't keep that right was really, hitting me emotionally. One of the things that was I felt like I was losing control. It was also my relationships. I was in a long-term relationship, and, I always thought that everything was going well, and he understood all the things that I needed to do in order to get to the career I wanted. So I guess I was neglecting that relationship and neglecting the time that I was spending with him. And, with that neglect comes with loss. That relationship fizzled out, and even then, I was putting so much, once I knew that it was starting to go rocky, I started to put more effort into it, try to do things that would, rekindle that relationship. But even though I did that, it still didn't end the way I wanted to. And, with school and my relationship not working out, the two things that I thought were going well, I was just losing myself. To not think about my problems with my career and my relationship, I started to immerse myself in church. And helped out with planning events like Get Olympics. I went to Bible studies more often, and through that, God was showing me little by little how much He loved me. There was also this video by Lifehouse. It was just basically showing that in the beginning, our relationship with God was like beautiful. He made these creations for us. Like, He was showing us how much He loved us. And then somehow, because of life, we started to stray away, and we started to put importance to relationship, to our self-image, to friends, to our career, to like fashion, to all sorts of things. And once we realize, and like when we start to find like that doesn't fill the void anymore, God shows up through all of that, and still takes us back and still loves us, even though we strayed so far away from Him. Another thing too that started to affect me was this sermon that Pastor Allen did. What he said there was, God sacrificed all of that just for a chance to have that relationship with us. And being in a relationship where I felt like I was putting in so much effort just for that chance of that relationship back, and I wasn't getting it. Like, I felt like it just dawned on me one day, like, oh my God, God is doing that to me. Like, He's putting in so much effort just to get me, and I kept running away from Him. So like, from that day I realized, oh my gosh, like, God loves me, and He's been doing all these things in my life just to like win me back. And so from that day on, it's like I stopped feeling worthless, because I knew that He loved me. What He changed most was just my perspective in life. Like, He changed my priorities. I wasn't so focused on like career and relationships anymore. After the troubles I had with those, I just decided to, put it in God's hands and trust that He knew what was best for me, because He loved me so much. He wouldn't do anything to like make me sad, because He loved me so much. So I just trusted that He would take care of that. So I guess my priority now has been to, share that same love that I realized that God's been showing us every day. To me, He's my comforter. To me, He's an encourager. He's my motivation in life to just, be like Him in everything that I do, and to just like share that with others. My name is Rikka Matias, and Jesus changed my life.